All right, let's get right into it. We need to talk about money. For so many people, money is this big, scary topic that they try to avoid. They think that if they just ignore their bank account, the problems will somehow solve themselves. But let me tell you, that's the fastest way to stay broke. The very first move, the most important step you can possibly take, is to simply face the numbers. It's about understanding that your financial situation isn't just something that happens to you. It's something you can control. You have the power to change your financial future. But it all begins with the decision to stop hiding and start looking at the reality of your finances. Think of it like this. If you wanted to get in shape, you wouldn't just go to the gym and randomly lift weights without a plan, right? You would probably start by stepping on a scale. You'd want to know your starting point. Managing your money is exactly the same. You have to know where you stand right now. This isn't about judging yourself for past mistakes or feeling bad about how much you have or don't have. It's about gathering information. It all comes down to a basic formula. Spend less than you earn and invest the difference. That's it. But you can't even begin to apply that formula if you don't know what you're earning and what you're spending. So let's make a deal. Today, on August 12, 2025, you are going to stop avoiding the topic of money. You are going to see it not as a source of stress, but as a tool that can help you build the life you want. The next step is creating a budget. I know, the word budget sounds boring and restrictive, but I want you to think about a budget in a different way. A budget isn't a cage, it's a map. It's a tool that shows you exactly where your money is going. And more importantly, it helps you direct your money to the places you want it to go. First, you need to figure out your total monthly income. This is every single dollar that comes in after taxes. If you have a regular salary, this is simple. If your income changes from month to month, just look at the last 3 to 6 months and find your average. Next, it's time to list your expenses. We're going to break this into 2 categories: fixed expenses and variable expenses. Go through your bank and credit card statements from the last month and list all of these out. Add them all up. Once you have your total income and your total expenses, you just subtract the expenses from the income. The number you have left over is what you have available for saving and investing. A budget is useless if you don't actually follow it, and the only way to know if you're following it is to track your spending. This is the part where you become a detective in your own financial life. Your mission is to find out exactly where every single dollar is going. Some people love using apps like Mint, YNAB, You Need a Budget, or Personal Capital. These apps can connect directly to your bank accounts and credit cards and automatically categorize your spending for you. It's like having a little financial assistant in your pocket. If you're not a fan of apps, you can go old school. And honestly, this method can be even more powerful. Every single time you spend money, whether it's with cash or a card, you write it down. You write down the date, what you bought, and how much it cost. When you have to physically write down that you spent $6 on a latte, you start to think twice about whether it's actually worth it. It forces a moment of mindfulness into every purchase. After tracking your spending for a full month, you can sit down and compare your actual spending to the budget you created. You will almost certainly find surprises. This information is gold. It shows you the exact areas where you have the opportunity to make changes, cut back, and free up more money for your savings goals. Now we get to the fun part. You've created a budget, and you're tracking your spending. You know where your money is going. But why are you doing all this? The answer is to achieve your goals. Without a clear goal, saving money can feel pointless and difficult. It's like running a marathon without a finish line. You need something to motivate you, something to work towards. Setting clear, specific, and inspiring savings goals is the fuel that will keep your financial engine running. A vague goal like, "I want to save more money," is not very helpful. It doesn't give you a target to aim for. For example, a much better goal would be, "I want to save $5,000 for an emergency fund," or "I want to save $10,000 for a down payment on a car in 2 years." If your goal is to save $5,000 in 1 year, you know you need to save about $417 per month. Now you have a clear monthly target. It's also important to have a mix of short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. Having goals with different timelines keeps you motivated. Write your goals down and put them somewhere you will see them every day. Tape them to your bathroom mirror, make them the background on your phone, or put them on your fridge. When you're tempted to make an impulse purchase, seeing your goal of save $2,000 for a trip to Thailand can be the one thing that helps you pause and ask yourself, is this purchase more important than my goal? For most people, this means spending less. But spending less doesn't have to mean living a miserable life where you never do anything fun. It's not about deprivation. It's about being intentional. It's about optimizing your spending so that you're only paying for the things that truly add value to your life. Let's start with the big three: housing, transportation, and food. These are typically the largest expenses for any household, so even small changes here can have a massive impact. For housing, if you're renting, could you get a roommate to split the costs? For transportation, do you really need that expensive car payment? Could you drive an older, reliable used car instead and save hundreds of dollars every month? Or could you use public transit, bike, or walk more often? When it comes to food, this is an area where almost everyone can save money. The number one rule is to cook more meals at home. Challenge yourself to a no-spend week where you only eat food you've cooked at home. When you do go grocery shopping, always make a list and stick to it. Plan your meals for the week so you only buy what you need. Beyond the big three, look at all your smaller, recurring expenses. I'm talking about subscriptions. Go through your bank statement and list every single subscription you pay for. Streaming services, gym memberships, subscription boxes, apps, you name it. Ask yourself honestly for each one. Do I use this regularly? Does this bring me real value? Cancel everything you don't use. Cutting expenses is only one side of the coin. The other side is what you do with the money you free up. You need to make saving automatic. The best way to make sure you actually save is to pay yourself first. It means that as soon as you get paid, before you pay any bills or buy any groceries, you move a set amount of money from your checking account directly into a separate savings account. The easiest way to do this is to set up an automatic transfer with your bank. You can literally set it and forget it. Decide how much you can save from each paycheck, even if it's just $25 or $50 to start, and schedule an automatic transfer for the day after you get paid. You'll be amazed at how quickly your savings can grow. Now, where should you put this money? Don't just leave it in a regular savings account at your big-name bank, where it will likely earn next to nothing in interest. You want to open a high-yield savings account, or high SA. While the interest won't make you rich overnight, it's basically free money. Your savings will grow a little bit faster just by sitting in the right type of account. Think of this process as building a muscle. In the beginning, you might only be able to save a small amount. That's perfectly fine. The important thing is to start the habit. As you get better at managing your budget and cutting expenses, you can gradually increase the amount you're automatically saving. Maybe you start with $50 per paycheck. After a few months, you might be able to increase it to $75, and then to $100. Before you start thinking about investing or saving for fun things like vacations, there is one critical goal that everyone, and I mean everyone, needs to prioritize: building an emergency fund. An emergency fund is exactly what it sounds like. It's a stash of cash set aside for unexpected life events. This isn't money for a new TV or a weekend trip. This is money for true emergencies. Think of things like a sudden job loss, an unexpected medical bill, or a major car repair. Life is unpredictable, and having an emergency fund is what turns a potential financial catastrophe into a manageable inconvenience. Your first goal should be to save up a small starter emergency fund of about $1,000. Focus all of your saving energy on hitting this $1,000 goal as quickly as possible. Sell things you don't need, pick up some extra hours at work, or cut your spending down to the bare bones. Once you have your $1,000 starter fund, your next goal is to expand it to cover 3 to 6 months' worth of essential living expenses. Look back at your budget and add up the total cost of your non-negotiable fixed expenses and your essential variable expenses. For most people, this will be a significant amount of money, somewhere between $5,000 and $15,000 or more, and it will take time to save. That's okay. It is absolutely crucial that you keep your emergency fund in the right place. This money needs to be liquid and safe. This means you should not invest your emergency fund in the stock market. The perfect place for it is in that high-yield savings account we talked about earlier. It will be separate from your checking account so you're not tempted to spend it. You can access it within a day or two, and it will earn a little bit of interest while it sits there waiting to protect you. Everything we've talked about so far, budgeting, tracking, saving, isn't just a set of one-time actions. It's about building a new set of habits. Your long-term financial success won't be determined by one smart move you make, but by the small, consistent, positive actions you take every single day. Just like going to the gym, you won't see results after one workout, but if you keep showing up week after week, you will transform your body. The same is true for your finances. One of the best habits you can develop is the regular financial check-in. Set aside a specific time each week, maybe every Sunday evening for 15 minutes, to review your finances. This regular check-in keeps you engaged with your money and prevents you from falling off track. It turns money management from a once-a-year stressful event into a normal, routine part of your life, just like brushing your teeth. Another powerful habit is to implement a pause rule for non-essential purchases. The rule is simple. For any non-essential purchase over a certain amount, say $50, you have to wait 24 or 48 hours before you can buy it. This waiting period gives you time to cool off from the initial excitement of wanting something new. It allows you to ask yourself important questions like, do I really need this? Is this in my budget? Is this more important than my savings goals? Finally, make a habit of celebrating your wins, no matter how small they are. Did you stick to your budget for a whole month? Awesome! Did you reach your $1,000 starter emergency fund goal? That's incredible! Positive reinforcement is key to making habits stick. By celebrating your successes, you create a positive feedback loop that makes you want to keep going and achieve even bigger financial goals. We've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about why facing your finances is so important, how to create a simple budget, track your spending, and set meaningful goals. We've discussed practical ways to spend less, the power of automatic saving, the absolute necessity of an emergency fund, and how to build habits that will last a lifetime. It might seem like a lot, but I want you to remember that you don't have to do everything all at once. The journey to financial freedom is a marathon, not a sprint. The only thing that matters right now is taking the very first step. Don't fall into the trap of analysis paralysis. The most successful people are not the ones who have the most perfect plan. They are the ones who start, even when it's messy, and learn and adjust as they go. Your budget won't be perfect the first time. You'll forget to track some expenses. You'll overspend in some categories. That is all part of the process. The key is to not get discouraged. Just make a small adjustment and keep moving forward. Progress over perfection, always. So here is your call to action, your very first move, today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. I want you to do just one thing. Take out a piece of paper, open a notes app on your phone, or create a new spreadsheet. At the top, write down your total monthly income after taxes. That's it. That's your first step. By doing this one simple thing, you are sending a powerful signal to yourself that you are ready to take control. Remember, you are in the driver's seat of your financial life. You have the power to create the future you want. It's not going to be easy, and it won't happen overnight, but it is absolutely possible for you. Every dollar you save, every debt you pay off, and every good habit you build is a vote for your future self. It all starts with the small, simple decision to begin. Take that first step today, right now on August 12th, 2025, and start your journey. You've got this.